Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Coming up against you was the worst decision they ever made. They can't even hold their own, but try you. This person can't even hold their own, but they want to come up against you and try you. Their mind is not what it appears to be. They are pretending to be someone that they're not, to try to one up you and get in your way. They feel that they're more important. That's the problem. They feel that they're more important. They think that they're better in every way, and they have a problem when someone comes along that challenges how they feel about themselves. At some point, we all have people that come into our life that challenge how we feel about ourselves. We have people that will make us feel like we're not who we thought we were. You think you're the baddest man in town? There's somebody better. All right? You think you're the best? There's always someone better than you. And I like saying that to myself because that is humbling, and it helps destroy ego. You're supposed to have an ego, but it's not supposed to be making you a low vibrational person. So this person has been trying to come up against you, and they want other people to see that they're everything that you are and then some, and that they're just as good and as cool or qualified or as healthy or helpful or admirable, as confident as you. They want to be seen as someone that's like you. They want to be seen similar to you. How people view you, this is how they want to be viewed. But they feel they have to come up against you to do it. And that's not true. They don't have to come up against you. It's the worst decision they ever made. Coming up against you is a test that they won't pass. You're not on they're not on your level, and they wish that they were. So they have to try to do things to make them feel like they are. That's why they come up against you and try to battle you or defeat you or one up you. But it's not very smart for them to do because you play the game a certain way. And all the information that you've gathered up to this point, you know how to play these people. You know them inside and out. You know them better than they know themselves. You know them better than they know themselves. You know that all they're trying to do is save face because someone has challenged them. And it's okay. People challenge people all the time. Life has its challenging moments. It really does. Life has its moments when things get challenging. But coming up against you is the ultimate challenge. And they're going to challenge themselves into a deep, dark pit of misery behind this L. All right, they're about to catch this L. They're going to know how it feels to face defeat. All because they thought they had something to prove. And you cause them to feel like they have something to prove. It's like a movie where there's a master, and the master is challenged by either an enemy or a student, or in the movie, the student becomes the master, and now the student is fighting off its opposition, its enemies. Your enemies want to come up against you, but they don't know they about to get this work. They don't know they're about to catch this L. They don't know what they're truly up against. They're not just up against the average Joe Blow. They're up against a spiritual warrior, somebody that studies, somebody that pays attention to detail, someone that makes good decisions and great choices for their life, someone that's got it together. Coming up against you is a bluff. They want to see how tough they are. They want to see how strong they are. It's like a lion cub coming up against a lion. It's like a puppy playing with its parent, or a older brother or a larger grown adult dog. The puppy runs up, bites it, or rawr, rawr, little puppy bark, and then the older dog or the grown dog is just like it knows that it's being playful. So that is a great way for us to look at this as well. They're pups. They're pups, and maybe their brain's not all the way developed yet. I know somebody felt that, but they feel they can hold their own against you. They don't know who you are, what you've been through, what your story is, but they feel they can hold their own against you. They feel that they got one up on you. They feel they can come up against you. They think they're as strong as you, and they're not. They think they are as powerful as you, and they're not. They really aren't. Coming up against you was the worst decision they ever made. They wrote a check that they're behind can't cash, but because they see you being obedient, they think it's sweet. Because they see you avoiding conflict and being a righteous person, they think they can just, like how when a older dog or the adult dog doesn't bark at the puppy for biting his tail, just looks at it. They think because you're not barking, you about to send them back like. They think because you ain't. They think because you ain't barking, you ain't got no bite. They think because you're not barking, you don't have no bite. You're not woofing, selling woof tickets. You're not. You're not putting forth a false bravado. A real person doesn't need to do all that. They just live their life, go about their day. I went for my walk, y'all, by the way. All right. They go for walks. They live their life. But they want to come up against you and try you because they think it's cool. They think it's cool to try to come up against you or try to be in your face or try to act tough, all because they feel your energy, but they think, oh, well, maybe they don't know how to use it, or maybe they're unaware of who they are or their presence. Don't nobody get mad like a quote unquote good person or quote unquote respectable person. Somebody that respects others. Don't nobody get pissed off like that. Other people may. They may show their anger and show how mad they can get. But good people, and I'm saying people that try to do their best, I wouldn't mess with somebody that just stays to themselves and mind their business. Those people are very dangerous. People who isolate, people who stay to themselves, people who just see you and they smile and give you a head nod. and keep it going, that person is dangerous. That person is dangerous. But the thing about you is you don't have to show that. You don't have to show that you're dangerous. You don't have to show that you mean business. If people don't see that or don't perceive that, they'll find out. They'll know. Let them get into it with you. They'll see. They'll see just how real it can get, because it can get real. But they better not come up against you, though. I'll tell you that right now. They don't have a standing chance. And it's not smart for them to do that. It's not wise. But you have to look at them and see that they don't possess much wisdom in the first place. They're not that wise in the first place. They're not that smart in the first place. So when they choose to pick their battles, they're not doing it wisely. They can't even hold their own. They don't know whether they're coming or going. They may seem like they have it together, but mentally they all shook up. Mentally they all shook up. And they don't even know how to unshake themselves. They don't know how to fix it or correct it. But they want to try to project those insecurities onto you. They want to show everybody that they're tough, and they want to show everybody that they're cool, and they don't respect the respectable person. How cool is that? We want to disrespect the loner. We're going to disrespect the introvert. But that's what they think they're doing until you put them in their place. See, some people were trying to disrespect me a little early, a couple months ago, and I had to handle the situation, and I just simply let them know that that wasn't going to happen. Sometimes you have to simply let people know that it's not going to happen. People touch your things, people act weird, people purposely do things to try and mess with you. I just straight up was like, yo, at first I let things slide because I'm not sure if I'm tripping or not. So I'll let a few things slide. And then once you see the pattern, you have to destroy the pattern. You have to call them out okay, this is what it is. As soon as you see the pattern, you call it out. You could be making a mistake. But usually your discretion, your discernment, usually you're pretty on point. So this person kept messing with me. This person kept trying to play little games. And I'm like, okay, I got it. I gave you a chance. The God in me, I gave you a chance. The type of person that you are, I can see that you're playing games, and I gotta check you on it. So you have to make people respect you sometimes, because they're going to be petty about it. Sometimes people are passive aggressive about it. All you got to do is just sit there and let them show their true colors. They could argue, they could fuss, they could fight. Wait till they get done talking. They get all angry and get upset. You don't get like that with them. What you do is you let them do all the whatever they got to do. You let them do all that. Let them do all of that. And then you simply say what you got to say and then walk away. But when they come up against you, don't even be offended by it. Don't even get upset over it. Pretend it doesn't even bother you. That person is going to feel like an idiot by the time they get done dealing with you. And that's why coming up against you was the worst decision they ever made, because you don't even care. They tried you and they lost. They tried and they failed. People like to press buttons of quiet people. They see you in a corner reading, studying, quiet. They might think you a dweeb, nerd. They might think you're somebody to be pushed around or something. You don't talk much. You don't say much to people. You stay to yourself. Maybe you work on a computer, a laptop. Maybe you're working on your future. What they really are upset is about that you're not focused on them. So they want to come up against you. They want to take your focus off yourself. That's what people like them do. And you either are going to submit to their negative, toxic behavior, or you now have someone that every time you see them, it's going to be trouble and confrontation because this person wants to come up against you. But they don't know they're playing themselves because you're going to play the game to win. When you pretend that what people do doesn't bother you, and you pretend that, you know what, this is some petty stuff, you're not pretending it doesn't exist. You're not letting people walk all over you. But what you're doing is little petty things that you can pick your battles for. Those are the things that you're ignoring. And by pretending it's not bothering you, you're going to be able to keep your cool in a heated moment to where you may get into it with these people. You're not going to automatically be on edge and be with that rah rah stuff. Just two people yelling at each other back and forth. Don't get into that with them. We have to stay calm. Let them do all that yelling. Let them do all that rah rahing. Let them do all that weak intimidation tactic type stuff. Okay, you done? This is what it is. Leave me alone. Stay away from me. I see you coming up against me. You have a problem with me. I spoke my piece, and I'm gonna continue to take the peaceful route. So if we continue to have problems, you're the one that's coming up after. You're the one that's coming up against me, and you're the one that's coming after me. Cause right here, right now, I done created a peace agreement. Don't have no problem with you. Don't want a problem with you. But what's not going to happen is we're not going to continue to act like you're not attacking me and coming up against me and being petty. Well, we don't need to listen to any of that. We don't need to hear any of that. And let's just I'm choosing peace. And if what you have to say isn't positive, if it's not good, I don't want to hear it because right now you're kind of you're kind of making this more than it has to be, and I just want to cancel it and I just want to move on with my life. When you get with people like that and you lay your ultimatum down, it's better than just not saying anything. When you let these people know what's on your mind, at least you're letting them know where you stand. No, they don't have common sense. No, it's not going to change them. No, it's not going to make the situation go away, but it will make them be more cautious. It will make their job harder every time when they come up against you, when you have something to say to them about it, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So we have to learn how to do things a certain way. We have to learn how to not be so angry and so caught up and so upset when something happens to us. And I know I have to work on that myself. So that way, when I'm in a professional setting or dealing with people, I'll still be able to maintain whatever it is I'm working towards. This is the missing piece to some of our issues where we have problem with other people and solving conflict. This is what conflict resolution is all about. All right? Making things work for you and not working against yourself. Because when people come up against us, sometimes we get upset, we're angry, we're frustrated, and we can possibly work against ourselves and allow their plan to unfold. If we're like, it works like this: even though they're antagonizing you, if they stay calm and you're the one angry and upset, you're the one that's going to have to go because you're the one they're going to point out as the problem child. You're the one they're going to see as the one who has the issue or who's problematic or who's causing trouble. They use your hostility against you even though they're creating a hostile environment. They're real slick when it comes to pointing the finger. That's why you have to not play their game. You get upset, you get angry, you're playing their game. By pretending what they're doing doesn't bother you, all you have to do is pretend. You can deal with it on your own, but they don't have to know. You shouldn't let, you don't have to let them know how you feel about what they did. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying act like it doesn't exist, sweep it under the rug, put your head in the sand like an ostrich. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is to pretend what they're doing has no effect on you. And actually, with pretending, if you can use your imagination, and that will wipe away all that negativity, for real, because it's like when you pretend, you're using your imagination, and when you're using your imagination, you're seeing yourself in a different light than what you already are. People use their imagination. They see themselves as a doctor, they see themselves as a lawyer, they see themselves as a firefighter. You're going to have to, and that this person is an angel, or you're going to have to pretend that what they're doing has no effect on you. It's your mind. Use your imagination however you want. Just don't allow people who come up against you, who are making the worst decision, to cause you to make an even worse decision. All right, they can't even hold their own. They're all unstable. They don't know how to deal with themselves. They pushing it all on other people in a negative, toxic way, not even trying to get help, or seek help, or look for answers. They just want to take it out on you because they see you as a target, because you stay to yourself. People who stay to themselves and mind their business, people hate that, because you're not a busybody. You're not nosy. You're not gossiping and focused on who did what. You're not engaging in loser conversations about other people, because you have enough gumption to realize that you can be somebody, and that you are somebody, and that talking to them would be a waste of time, because they choose to be nobodies. You don't want to associate with somebody that is energy is just so bad. They'll do anything. Talk about this one, gossip about this one, spread a lie about that one, come up against him, come up against you. They're troublemakers. All right. And they have their support system. So what you have to do is you have to realize that this person is a troublemaker. They got their support system. They're probably sending this person after me because I done offended somebody with my work ethic, or possibly something that I said got twisted, or maybe they just didn't like something that I said for whatever reason. Maybe they were eavesdropping and listening to me, whatever reason. Don't play their game. If you can keep your cool, you'll probably be able to keep a lot of the good opportunities or things that are coming in your life. Sometimes we get upset, we just submit, things aren't going our way, we say it's over. And I know sometimes some situations are too hard to deal with, and too problematic to want to keep. But in some instances, if you can keep your cool in certain situations, things won't be that bad, and things can work out until you can either find something better, or this person gets relocated, or you pray them away. Maybe they get fired, maybe they move, maybe there's another opening somewhere else on a different floor in a different part of the building. But coming up against you was the worst decision they ever made. They didn't know what they were up against. They didn't know that what they were dealing with. Somebody that is using mental martial arts. You're going to use psychological warfare against me. I'm going to use psychological martial arts against you. You try to make me upset, I'm going to pretend what you do doesn't bother me. You want to make me mad, I'm going to pretend that that's not something that can make me mad. It is what it is. Let them play their games, and we will play ours. We don't have to play the game the way they want us to play it. That's how we lose. So you play the game the way it's supposed to be played, the way you're supposed to play it. Because deep down inside, you don't have to get upset at these people, and you've probably even tried in the past. You just let your anger get the best of you, because you may not have known that you could pretend these things don't bother you and use your mind in a way that would benefit you. And that's why coming up against you was the worst mistake they ever made. People who come up against you and try to cause you problems when you don't allow them to, they end up doing themselves damage, and they end up getting figured out because they end up exposing themselves. If you can keep your cool, it's going to make their job harder. They're going to have to try to work harder to upset you and make you mad and F with you, and that's going to get them exposed because people are going to see all the attempts that they're making and taking to try to get you to react. And when you don't give them the power to do that, they expose themselves because they have to work harder. They have to do more things. They have to do it more times. If this isn't working, they have to keep pulling more tricks out of their sleeve. They have to keep up in the ante. So the more you make them work harder, they're going to suffer some way, somehow. They're going to make a mistake. They're going to get themselves caught. They're going to make an error. But if you keep your cool and you are showing yourself as the one that can stay relaxed, a lot of those times you can avoid the problem, and it might be some unspoken words or some negative energy between you and this person. But if you could play the game how it's supposed to be played, how you're supposed to play it, how I'm explaining it to you, this person won't be that much of a problem. You'll be walking right past them and they won't even exist like they did before, when they even got on your radar for trying to bother you in the first place. See, the issue is most of these people, the reason why they even tried you is because when you walk past them, when you see them, when you're around them, you never even acknowledge them. You might have said hello or hi or gave them a head nod, but that's not the response they want from you. They want more than that: your blood, your sweat, your tears, your heart, your mind, your soul. They want a little too much, if you ask me. But you don't have to give it to them. All right? Hold your own, and you continue to choose peace, because they're going to get upset. They're not going to like it. It's going to make them mad, and they're going to start to sweat. And instead of them making you sweat, you're going to be the one that makes them sweat. So that's all I have for this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. We out.